Good evening, everybody. FSB Racing Live. I'm your host, Shawn Reap, checking in from Riverside, California. Classic, defunct road course here. Last raced in 1988, and we're running 1988 cars tonight. My partner, Milt Minter Jr., had to put some groceries away. Oh, I think I hear him checking in now. How you doing, Milty?
What's up?
And we got cars on the track for happy hour as the starting grid is up there on your screen. We got Dan Jones checking in from Cancun, I believe. You got a copy there, Dano? Yeah, he's in the channel, but not talking right now, but that's okay. We'll hear from my buddy Dan on vacation later. Chat's already active. We got Harry Codian checking in, recovering from back surgery. Thanks for tuning in, Harry. Jim Ray. Dan Irvine. Wait, aren't you racing too? Yeah, Dan Irvine's third on the grid, and he's already in the chat. He's trying to cheat. He's trying to get some insider info.
Jim Ray up in the house tonight.
Sorry, Dan. There's about a 45-second delay, so you're not going to get too much. Yeah. So I'm a little bit under the weather, so my voice is a little off this week. The kids have so kindly shared the plague with me, but I'm looking forward to what's guaranteed to be a caution-free night, because we run no cautions here at road courses at FSB. It's just going to be straight up. What do we run? 40 laps here tonight, I think. Because I know we ran 25% on Tuesday night, so we could get a pit stop in. So that means you're going to look for this race to be a one-stopper. The tires should not be too big a factor, but definitely want to change them. You're gonna make a stop anyway.
They will be if you lock them up.
Yeah, I made them a factor by locking up into lap 1, turn 1, but yeah.
Really easy to do here, especially going up the hill.
Yeah, Tuesday night, Dennis Chambers ran it out on no stop anyway, and won the race. Or Pops Margison ran the one-stop strategy, came in second. But your favorite tonight's got to be Jordan McGregor. I mean, look at him; he's a second up on the field. I think he was the winner last time we were here. So that's not fair. So you know what? I'm going to steal the pick. I'm taking Jordan McGregor before you guys can. So I'd say he's your favorite tonight in that Folgers machine. Yeah, Dave Simons in the O2, usually a fantastic road course racer. Dan Irvine, as mentioned, starting third on the grid. Bill Yarborough, Dennis Chambers, your Tuesday night winner. And Pops Margison, who ran second in that race. Dave Ellens. Oh, we got Rick Bisconer cutting through the grass there.
Bill,
that is not the optimal line through the S's. Yes, Dave Ellis, great road course racer. Rick Bisconer, Ed Fowler, Daryl Flanagan, Steve Weber, Ryan Johnson, Chet Barkin, Rick Johnson, and Rick Castle, coming off a great run in the trucks last night at Pocono. We'll start 16th on the grid. Everybody else...
Where is Matt Watkins?
They either wrecked or they chose not to turn a time. You know, I don't see Matt Watkins on there at all. Has Matkins skipped the road course, or
he definitely wouldn't do that just because he's scared.
I'm not saying he's scared. I'm just maybe he just doesn't have the. Maybe he has the confidence he can make up the points in other days. I don't know.
Possibly.
I mean, I'd show just for the 5 points, no matter how good or bad I thought I'd do on the track. See if we can get some look around here too. Yeah, let's ride with Dave Simons. He's fast around here. You see the twisting, turning, elevation changes through the S's. This is the part that kills me.
Okay, you're going through 4 and 5 here, up to the hill. Down to a sharp right-hander off camber here. You need a good exit out here without hitting the wall. Then you got the short shoot coming up to turn 7. The world-famous sign there, the 76 sign. Want a good exit off of here to get the launch down the drag straight away. There's a little kick here, turn 8, but you keep it flat out through here. This is where a lot of decisions get done. Passing usually gets done either entering this corner or exiting turn 9.
I can handle that corner. That one's good for me.
Since I was a little boy, I used to stand right next to the guardrail. I'll show you where that guardrail is as he comes around turn 9 here. and looks like he's going to pit.
He's going to pit in.
Right
You see,
at that guardrail, right, the wall to the right-hand side. We used to stand right there and watch him coming out of turn 9.
oh, that looks like a great vantage point.
You know, probably can't do that now, but you can't. Because
Well, yeah,
it's
you
gone.
can't because that's somebody's house
It's a
now.
shopping mall. I remember my dad and Vashik Polak used to bring 3 cars here. Sometimes 904 Porsche, 906, and a 911. Those were the days, buddy. Last time I was here was, I think it was like 1987. He drove for Gian Pereiro Moretti, the Momo guy. Momo steering wheels, Momo glasses, Momo everything. And their
Momo
Porsche
Kaching.
935 was sponsored by Penthouse. So I had my little surfer girlfriend and came and they made it about 3 laps and blew a turbocharger. They fixed it and then they blew another turbocharger, and that was the end. That was the last time I went to Riverside with my dad.
Yeah, because the track closed after the 1988 season, right?
He did run there again for Herb Adams in a car. If you ever Google my dad, Milt Minter, there's a sidecar that he drove with the engine on the right-hand side and the driver on the left-hand side. Yeah, right-hand side and the driver on the left. It was quite innovative, but dangerous as hell, and
Oh, yeah.
didn't work out well for him. But that was actually the last. I think that was '88 too.
And NASCAR definitely stopped coming here after the 88 season.
So you see how that is, and the thing about Riverside is you want to save tires, and because you can use them up here, you really can get a good pit stop, no mistakes, and no offs.
Yeah, Harry's saying in the chat that your vantage point is a Lowe's now. You're inside the guardrail spot. That's not surprising. Flemington Speedway, my home track, Flemington, New Jersey, is a Lowe's and a Walmart. It seems to be what they all become. It's a shame.
You know what's so cool about looking at this simulation is looking at the track the way it is with all the filling of the cracks and how lousy, rough looking going down pit road and those walls and the way the grandstands are. That's exactly the way it was, man. I mean,
drivers, start your engine.
Well, yeah, I mean this facility was already badly outdated by the 70s, which is what this one's based on, and certainly by 1988. Yeah, Joe Weatherly was killed here, right? With the his head came out. That's why they've mandated the window net right in that turn at the end of the S's. The off-camber one we picked up with Dave Simons before. Yeah, this is a dangerous track, very dangerous. And it was outdated even by the standards of these days. It sure would have been nice if they could have hung on to it and modernized it, but time marches on, and we get to preserve a little bit of history here, as we're going to have green flag in the air.
Going into turn 1, this is the great battle. You got to get single file there. You cannot go through there too wide. Get a good exit there. Got the elevation there. We got
someone's off.
Around. A little help there from Will. He did not want to do that, but got in a little too hot. Car's still trying to get going. They have to wait. And they're both together now on the track. Careful, guys, getting out, and they do. Jeff Habik having some connection issues. Coming up the hill here and getting the good exit. See a new guy here, Daryl Flanagan. 11th place. Negotiating this track. Oh, and there's contact with Ed Fowler and Dave Ellens. No harm, no foul, no blood. Already a big gap between Bisconnor and Dennis Chambers. You got the top 5 here. Billy Yarborough with a ton of experience, Trans Am and stock cars. Dan Irvine, Dave Simons, and your leader sideways in the Folgers car, Jordan McGregor. You really want to push that turn 9. Get a good exit through there and roll and let the car kind of understeer just a hair. right down to the bottom and all the way out to the dirt there, just like Jordan did there. Coming up through turn 3 here, you got to lift and let the car rise over the hill. Turn 4, they used to call that the Richard Petty line when you go through the dirt right there, because he did it every lap. I seen it in person. Oh, Harry Codian talking about Lynn St. James. Yeah, she
that was a nasty wreck.
died there in turn 1 in a GTP car.
Yeah, it was a vicious wreck. Several cars were flying and on fire in that.
Call her bug eyes. He didn't like her very much because her eyes were always looked like she was wired, you know. But he was just mad because she got his ride for Ford when he won the Fuji Grand Prix, and then they let him go and hired her and Willie T. Ribbs. He never got over that. That's a little tidbit of Trans Am history for you.
Yeah, racing business can be tough.
Turn 9 again. You see, that is such a great braking zone. And
whoa!
Simons, you can do over and unders here. You can take different lines. That's what makes turn 9 so exciting. And these top 5 guys are going at it. So they're probably going to want to split this in half, no?
I would think
16,
so.
17 laps?
33-lap race. You can definitely do this in one stop. I would definitely aim for splitting it in half.
Pit stop 16 or 17 is what I would do. Get your maximum there. Look how they just weave through there. That is not easy, folks. Coming up the hill, it's so easy to overdrive. Jordan McGregor is on rails right now. And Dave Simons having none of that.
I think Dave Simons smelled an opportunity. He knows how tough it's going to be to get around Jordan McGregor. He wanted to take that opportunity when it presented itself. He couldn't quite stick it, wisely backed out, and he'll have to hold off Dan Irvine now.
In 9, maybe, I don't know. He looked sideways. I think he got a little sideways, actually, and Simons got him through the center. You can over and under that corner. You can drive it in early and let it drift out, or you can drive it in later and try to apex the center. You see, Jordan's doing like what I like to do, was drive it in early, let it come out, and come back down to the line and up right against the wall. Back in the day when I was a kid there wasn't a wall there. There was just dirt. So every lap, all the drivers would hit that dirt and a big old pothole. Bam! You'd see them.
Wow.
There was no wall there.
Is that where, I think AJ Foyt went flying through there once, didn't he? In a Trans Am car, or what became Trans Am later?
They did the 1974 Race of Champions, and my dad had lost the championship by 4 points, so Peter Gregg got the IMSA ride, racing against Bobby Allison, and they were RSR Porsches. And they hired my dad to do the tire test for Goodyear, and he proceeded to blow all the tires because all he did was drive around sideways and smoke the tires. And Goodyear got all freaked out. They had to rush and try to get a harder compound for the race. That's another little tidbit.
So he was driving angry, huh?
Absolutely. 4 points he lost that championship. Yeah.
We've all lost heartbreakers really like that.
Consistency with Bill Yarborough, and Bill Yarborough's taking a look. Bill's got so much experience and is such a smooth driver in any discipline. You see the
Chambers.
Oh, and he's got Chambers on his ass. And Dan Irvine's lost some spots. I don't know what happened to Dan there, and now he's pushing, trying to get. This is an almost impossible place to pass here through 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, I would not want to try that.
Oh, these guys are so good. You do not know how hard this is. Kim Wright
I do.
Hi, Kim.
Hey, Kim checking in. Kim Wright checking in from work, watching us and her man Jeff Habbock.
Bill Yarborough trying to get that draft down the straightaway.
There's Jeff in the one. Oh.
150, 165. over 170 miles an hour in the turn 9.
There on the right side, you'll see Jeff Havoc in the
Bill,
101 Coast Guard machine.
I think, Bill is a great follower driver. Me and Jim and all our Donkey Bob teammates completed the 24 hours of Daytona last week, and I'm proud to say once again I had 0 inks, nothing.
Nice.
Not one off, but I did sleep through my last stint. I set my alarm long, and I let my teammates down, and they had to do an extra stint in the early morning hours, and by the time I woke up, the race was almost over.
Oh, Milty.
But we were like 24th place. We had gotten punted so many times that, excuse me, our car was. Oh, and Billy Yarborough makes the pass on Dave Simons, but not so fast.
He's coming back.
Side by side, and here it comes. Can we have 3 wide?
I don't recommend it.
You could definitely go through turn 8 side by side.
Yeah, this place is hard enough 1 wide.
The preferred
Yarborough
line here, though, and drives it in hard and gets a great index. That's a great pass and drive by Bill Yarborough.
Now Dave Simons finds himself under attack from the 27 of Dan Irvine as well.
Sorry, we need to go through the field a little bit here, but we got such a battle for position. Timbers all the way out to the cones. Has to get out of it. Oh, and the 0-2, Simon's way off in the dirt. The dirt don't hurt you here. You can keep your foot on it. It's hard. California dirt out there, and you can drive through these corners and miss. Yarborough just really yards them right there with his smoothness. That's what it takes here. The great drivers I've raced against here, Jim Ray, Kevin Lewis, Damon Godstilla, all mastered this track with their smoothness, and especially Kevin Lewis.
Well, I want to talk about yarding them.
One of my teammates that had to, hold me up there when I fell asleep, and I woke up and he was finishing. There was like 15 minutes left, but I helped keep him awake at the end there.
No, you want to talk about yarding them? Look at the 30 car of Jordan McGregor. He wasn't even in the picture there while we were watching that battle for 3rd through 5th.
He is like a machine. Ran his fastest lap the lap before 1:19.3 and a 1:19.4. He is just on rails. This is a serious domination. Right out to the edge, you see him. Now, if you get too far out on that edge going into turn 2, you can lose it there. Folgers in your cup. And, one of the great drivers here in stock cars, of course, was the great Tim Richmond. That also carried those colors back in the day.
Man, watching Tim Richmond's laps around here, it's like watching Hendrick solo.
You gotta have a set of go handies, baby.
He was just absolutely.
No disrespect to Lynn St. James. she definitely had some go handies.
Yeah, she had some skills. But it's a figurative thing. Absolutely. It's a figurative thing, but yeah, like that Tim Richmond lap.
I'm friends with her.
Oh wow. Yeah, watching Tim Richmond around here, he was out of control yet perfectly in tune with the track at the same time. It was surreal to watch.
Let's take a look here. Coming from the back here, we got 19th Joe Sherham. Still trucking along. Car looks good, but he's pretty much all by himself. And all by himself, Jeff Havoc. This is a good run here for him, though. Keeping it on the track and getting the experience against these great road racers. He's still in contact with Pops, who's up in 17th, and he's taking a look at Chet Barkin. STP, the Racer's Edge. Oh, and there's a great battle there. Little contact. And Pops, the champion and former Trans Am champion and former Winston Cup champion, makes the pass. Ahead of him is Brad Otto. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
Brad Otto,
And he's
another
all
California
over
boy.
the 9 of Ken Hansen.
Brad Otto's really good at road courses too. He's a great
Ken,
super speedway and road course driver.
like I said, you can use that dirt to a point. It's a good battle here with this top, pushing up the top 10 here. Ryan Johnson in 13th. Rick Castle sent me a really nice email this week. Appreciate it. He loved that I picked him for last week, and that was a serious pick. That was, he really had a chance to win that race. But admittedly, and he's got Ryan Johnson coming up alongside. They're drag racing at 170 miles an hour. How about Rick Johnson in 11th, the so-called I Can't road race guy, who's won a lot of championships with road racing in it. He says, I don't like road racing and I'm no good at it, but here he is pushing the top 10. Rick Johnson can drive a shopping cart faster than most people, but he's got Rick Castle all over him here. Rick wants to get around him. I get a chance to run with the great Rick Johnson, one of the GOATs. Yeah, Kim's tuned in at work. Harry Cody talking about Jeff Bodine. Harry, accomplished road racer himself, ran some GTP here, ran really well.
Well, yeah, it's not surprising that Bodine could scoot around here. He was good at the Glen, too, if I recall.
Top 10 is Ed Fowler. He's taking a look at the Big Cactus, Steve Weber, another fantastic road racer. Little gap there between them. And how about Daryl Flanagan up in P8 there? This is a really solid run against world-class competition in this sim.
Yeah, we got to get some paint on that 13 car.
Absolutely.
He's only default in the field that I'm seeing tonight.
Rick Bisconer, just probably 4 or 5 years into sim racing now you can't talk about him like he's a new guy anymore. He's accomplished, and you can see he's got great road racing skills.
I'm surprised you didn't see Brian Lamb tonight.
Yeah,
another
absolutely.
California guy, SoCal guy. But I don't see the 09 car out there.
Dave Ellens, P6.
Yeah, the 115 car, Dave Ellens. Good to see him coming back.
Cars have kind of spread out a little. P5, Dave Simons has lost a little ground to P4, Dennis Chambers. So you pretty much got a three-way battle here for second place with Dan Irvine tracking down Bill Yarborough. Driving in hard, boy. I mean, there's such a rush driving into turn 9 at this track. You have no idea unless you've done it, even on a simulator. And then going over turn 1 here. Let's get some in-car, because I want to see some... let's get Dan Irvine in-car here, or maybe the 10.
Actually, let's go in on our leader here, because he is like butter around here.
Okay, we'll show what this guy is doing and why he's kicking butt right now. Coming out of turn 6 there. Come down the short chute. It rises up here and then in camber, so you can really drive it in pretty hard there. You want to come right out to the left, just like he's doing. Get that great run there. Looks like he's using first gear coming out of there. Apex right towards the center of that wall. You do not want to hit that. Way out to the fence. Right down to the bottom here. Let the car roll through the center. Kind of push up a little and then bring it down. Get the weight on that left tire. Get that great accent. Now you want to come all the way out to the wall. This is blind right here. You guess where you're turning. You see that? You could not see that apex point. You just have to know. Down the turn 2 here, brake hard. Just softly, actually, let the car roll over. Right out on the dirt. Pick a little bit of dirt up. 4, 3, 4, 5. Break in a straight line, let it roll, break in a straight line again while you downshift. Let it roll over. Looks like he's taking second gear there or a long first gear. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with the setup. I would say first gear. Letting it roll through there. Wow, that's top-notch efficiency. Lap 13. You got to figure, as the leader, he's dominating this race. He may go 17, 18, 19, who knows? As long as his tires are good. He could even think about a can and a half. Yeah, we'll see. Generally in the past, pretty much seen myself and guys that have won this race split it in half, though. When you're looking at last lap time, 1:19.6, that's only 3/10 off his best lap. So, I mean, tire dang, I don't think so. Look at the smoothness over turn 2 there. Amazing. And you get in a rhythm like that left, right, that feeling. Got a little smoke coming up here in cockpit. Potter's telling him nothing there, so.
Yeah, I'm not finding it on the track.
And that's in car with the leader, Jordan McGregor, Trans Am champion, and showing it tonight, baby. What y'all got? You ain't got nothing for me right now.
Oh, a little contact with the 54 27. 10 gets around him, too. No harm, no foul. Everybody's rolling again.
These guys are duking it out.
Yeah, these guys know that the battle is for second.
Just a tick under what the 30's doing. But a tick every lap adds up to tenths and seconds. And plus, they're duking it out. The 30 has just got open track. Look at this battle. You know, we haven't seen Bill on a road course in a long time. I don't think he's been doing Trans Am, but you still see the skills from years of experience. Wow, I mean, turn 1 right there is just so hairy, especially when you can't see. You can't see.
Wow, Chet Barkin way off into the trenches.
Yarborough on the Petty line.
Speaking of Petty, the 68 car, the Richard Petty 200 win machine of Chet Barkin is stuck in a ditch.
Oh, there are.
He's high-centered it.
Old rivers, creek beds all around this thing. Oh, something happened there. He just went left. He might have blown a tire there. If you lock him up a couple times, you'll blow a tire, especially at 15 laps in. They have considerable tire wear. See the rest of these drivers, except for the 30, losing their cookies here.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get out of the way of the leader and just got a little too far off course.
Bill Warmer, Will Farmer, could have used this tutorial, yeah. I've trained a few guys to run this track, that's for sure. Teammates.
And the 30 car, your leader is on pit road right now.
Wow,
at 15.
That's pretty early, but not bad. Pit road here, pretty...
27 follows him in.
Pretty difficult. Oh, we're seeing smoke here from Jeff Havoc, but what a great run in P15 battling with these guys. You know, no matter what happens here, the Coast Guard car is definitely, this is showing me something of the evolution of Jeff Havoc and the work he's put in. And in that Chevrolet, just continuing to not give up, not get discouraged, and obviously to run well here like he is as he's getting passed by Rick Castle. These guys are serious competition. The 101 looks like he's hitting pit road. Whoa, hard in there. Woo! Get some.
There you see the 101 heading down pit road.
You know you're going to get 4 tires from the Coast Guard car. This is a physically and mentally demanding track here. He's aching to get going. Got that thing forward. Burns him off coming out. Now, exiting pit road here is a little treacherous because cars come right out to that line. So you got to be on your P's and Q's and watching your mirror as you leave pit road here, because you come right out into the apex line, and he is clear. As the 02 comes in, and Bill Yarborough in the 54, the Real Tree crew, 4 tires for both of them.
Dennis Chambers. Dennis Chambers is currently your leader, and he headed through a big cloud of dust there. Someone had a big off around the end of the S's.
Oh, that's the desert, bro.
Oh, someone must have gone off big time
and here
there.
Here comes the 02, and he's got the 27 right behind him, and he gets a spot. But Dan Irvine's got a lap on his tires here.
Big gaggle of cars hitting pit road.
And that does matter.
See, 52, the 9, 59, 99, 115, 83 leaving pit road right now, followed by the 115. Those little arrows on the new standing sticker going all over the place. Love that feature of this this standings program that Will found me here.
Fantastic, man. You guys are on it, dude. I finally got my Wi-Fi working on my big screen, so I might be watching this weekend. In fact, I will be watching this on my big screen again. The Comcast dummies lied to me. Oh, Dan Irvine,
way up high there, yeah.
Looked it there. That's how quick, especially when you're following somebody, you can really miss your braking point. Pit stops for the 13 and the 10. Wow, and there's somebody had contact. There's tire marks. I think that was Jeff Habbick. Tire marks. Somebody coming out of turn 1 there.
Let's see, Jordan McGregor has caught the 31 and
somebody, I'm not sure, but not sure if it was Habbick or not. Charlie Fibrosis, what's up, man? It's a new name. Welcome. Oh, Habbick all over Rick Castle. A little bit of contact turning into 9 there. Get some. Are you kidding me? These guys are racing for position here. Fantastic stuff by the 101 there.
Woo, he slideways through it. Oh, 31's around right in front of McGregor. Jordan McGregor just misses the end of pit wall.
Did he catch the wall?
He did not. He just missed it.
Great job by Jordan.
Wow.
Traffic is part of the deal here, and he smoked him a little bit there, but smoke him if you got him. Dennis Chambers has made up some time, though, in that 10 car. Can some traffic affect this where Chambers can get back in the mix of this? P3, the 02, Dave Simons.
Well, here's on board what Jordan McGregor saw during that whole fracas.
Saving that spin. Great job by the Marine. Do you feel dizzy, Marine? Do you feel faint? Don't die on me. Bill Yarborough trying to get around him now. This great action. People can say what they want about road racing. I love it in real NASCAR. I'd like to see another one.
Well, we got 3 now, yeah.
I want to see one in the playoffs. I think that's going to happen.
It does happen. The Charlotte one is in the playoffs.
And there's a replay of, wow, look at that. Just missed the edge of that wall. Then Jordan McGregor.
That is, win or lose, that's the good hand save of the night, missing that wreck and pit wall.
Huge coagulation here, and look at this. Chambers and the 02 have caught up to the 30. He is not being able to get around this traffic.
He's not been able to get around this traffic.
Position too.
We don't know what he did to his tires, avoiding that.
Exactly, and that, like I was saying, tire wear is not an issue until you smoke them.
Uh-huh.
These big 3,500-pound plus cars, simulated, the physics are right on the money, and you pay the price for tire abuse.
Well, right now he's getting around the 124 of Rick Castle. Oh, blinking from the 101 sends McGregor into the marbles.
He's blinked a couple times, had some internet issues. I don't know if he's working out of town. He races.
Yeah, he's in Houston right now at Hotel Wi-Fi.
They call him Tower because he works on these big, huge towers that would make my stuff crawl up inside me.
Oh man, this is some. He's racing Rick Castle for position. McGregor's trying to get around him. Yeah, people calling out the road courses they'd love to see Cup run at. We got a vote for Road America from Charlie. Canadian Tire, formerly known as Mosport, from Harry Codian. That'd be a great one.
Ran there many times.
There are so many great road courses. How about Laguna Seca? I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic road courses for them to run on.
The last few
27
years.
Dan Irvine off the course there. Gets going again.
Under pressure. The leader trying to get around, and he cannot get around these guys.
Looks like he tried to go through there in first gear. Got a little squirrely.
Does for you, and they're side by side. Here comes the 10, and they're 3 wide. Rick Castle on the outside. The 10 all over the back of Jordan McGregor.
Man, this is...
Who the fook is this? Down on the inside. I'm going to apologize to nobody. How about that fight? 40. Man, a good thing I didn't pay money for that.
Oh, McGregor pounds the wall.
That tire, he's got tire problems. I guarantee it, folks. That car is not the same.
Got tire problems. He's going to have downforce.
Oh, wow. This is how it happens. It's not like the older days where the field was, back when I raced, especially early in FSB, you had to, I mean, there was a huge difference between the drivers. Now this league is so professional, and these drivers are so good that getting around traffic is not. These guys are racing for position. They're not just going to lay down, and they shouldn't, and they don't have to. So, but then you have an incident where you have somebody just lose it in front of you. That's racing. Your leader, Dennis Chambers, in the 10 car.
Dennis Chambers, he's got the fresher tires. He's got the clean car.
Jim Salad. He's tossing some salad right now, baby.
I'm not so sure about that, Milty. Oh, Habak catches the inside wall there.
Catching the 52, trying to get around him here. He'd really like to make that, and the veteran gets out of the way there. Great job, and great for him. Coming over turn 1 there. Turn 2, excuse me. Turn 3. Gets yeah, where the fook did the 10 come from?
Well, he'd been there the whole time. He just had a clean pit stop, and when McGregor got caught up in traffic.
Here, but this ain't over. 23 of 33.
Those boys are like 6, 7 seconds
right
back.
Up there looking at that.
Hey, Dan speaks.
Yeah, you guys are trying to get a word in, but you guys are carrying it quite well.
That's how I feel with Milty most of the time. That's why I just shout sometimes.
Coming down that drag racing straightaway.
Yeah, Charlie Fibrosis there. He's been introduced to the concept of the Miltism right there. It's a lot of the things that Milty says isn't exactly what he means, but that's why we love him.
Here comes the 30. Cooling those tires down a little bit. He ain't done yet.
I ain't heard no bell.
Locking him up, though, is... You got to figure, if that's the case, he could get to almost blowing the tire or blowing a tire. It's really hard in this sim to get it back once you lose it.
Absolutely not. Yeah, when you knock the shiny off the tires, you're never getting it back. So it all depends on just how much he knocked off there. If he's got just the damage and not so much tire
that was a hard
damage,
lick in turn 9, and that from experience hitting that wall, it slows you down.
yeah, because this has got that huge straightaway, and that turn that he hit the wall in is very aero dependent. It's just like a backwards speedway turn.
A driver
going
like
right instead of left.
McGregor, a champion and an obviously badass road racer, once they get in this position and they've gotten past, a mindset changes and the focus level comes up. I've been there, done that. Sometimes when you're in the lead, you get a little complacent, which that's not the reason, this happened to him, but he's driving it into turn 9 really hard there.
And oh, by the way, don't count the O2 out.
Absolutely. They're taking little different lines, which I like to do here when I follow, especially in the GTP cars where we used to run here. You basically wouldn't lose time no matter which line you took, as long as you maximize the potential. That way you got air on the nose and also vision of your apex point.
Man, this is some crazy race, huh, guys?
Oh, this is nuts. Will Farmer joined us in the booth.
What's up, guys? I was watching in the in-care field center down there.
Yeah, they give you
Tough
some morphine for that wipeout?
Yeah, I'm sorry to Pops for getting him into there going into the first turn of the first lap. I was that guy tonight.
Oh, I hate it when I wear the hair shirt like that. Looks like Pops has rebounded nicely for.
What are you gonna do? That's racing.
Yeah, 99 car Pops Margerson is currently shown in 9th, 51 seconds back, so looks like he's recovered all right from it.
There we go, that's good. Glad to hear it. Got that O2 coming up to the 30, though. Look at that.
Ken Hansen and Ryan Johnson fighting for position still. Battle on the track.
We got battles everywhere, huh?
All around this course.
Joe Sharon still running. P16th, very good job here. New guy to FSB. Pops Markson in the top 10 after early contact. He's going to finish strong. Dave Ellens, how about that? E8. P7, Steve Weber. These guys are going to all by themselves now.
115 in the 83. Oh, 115 around. Dave Ellens loses it just as he catches up to the back bumper of the 83. Off into the dirt.
Man,
Didn't seem to hit anything.
Hard contact. Who was that? That was Dan Irvine, I believe. Into the turn 6 wall. Hard lick for the 27 car.
Let's back that up and see.
I think it was Dan. Still a great race for the Miller team there. These guys are pushing max.
I'm not
his
seeing.
His last lap was a 1:19.5. That was his best lap. So he's balls to the wall. Fast as he can go. Still a three-way battle for the lead here.
Yeah, this three-way the battle for the lead is really picking up here.
See if you can see that. No, who was
Jordan
it?
McGregor in the grass. The O2 passes
Jordan
him.
loses the spot. Yep. No, I guess it wasn't the 27. I don't know. I thought it was the red and white car that creamed the wall up there in turn 6.
Look at this O2 car in second place. Trying to get past that 10 car.
I think what you saw was the Milty. I think what you saw was the 52 of Rick Johnson and the 68.
Yep.
Here's the replay up now. 68
Yes,
locked him
good
up,
job.
and boom, that sent the 52 around.
I thought I saw contact too, so.
Eric Johnson currently shown as the 13th position, right behind the 12th spot of 101 Jeff Habik.
Whoa!
Hey, Francis
Man, this
Dittman,
just
the
brings
Bandit,
back so
checking
many
in.
feelings of racing here, and we got side by side. That's the different apexes in turn 9. The 02 got alongside, but then he gets pushed to the outside, which the 10 gets a better line into turn 1.
I'm watching the rear end of these cars, and these guys are swinging it around these turns.
Absolutely.
They are giving it everything they've got in these last couple laps. That's for sure.
Sideways
They're
is
looking
fast.
like Tim Richmond. That's that lap I was talking about at the start of the race. Richmond, his car sashayed around here. It was like a runway model, just swinging that tail back and forth.
That's a
We got
ding
some
right
lap
there.
traffic here.
We see the 192 gets well out of the
Yeah,
way.
great job by
Yeah, great
Joe.
job.
Joe's the real deal here, you know, in a league of pros. He's a pro.
So we got the Bandit checking in chat. Francis Dittman, how you doing, buddy? Hope to see you back on the track soon. I know you've been having internet issues and such.
Looks like the 02 is about 4 car lengths away from that 10 car.
It's really
Going down
hard
the
to get a
long
draft
backstretch
here.
here.
You don't get a pull from the draft like you would think. I don't know if it's the physics of the track. Your move has to be in turn 9. Who's going to stick it in there harder? Oh, ding. Few laps left here. Also, who's going to make a mistake? You put enough pressure on them. These guys are tired now. This is a short race, but it's a action-packed race, physically and mentally. Like my dad used to say about Sebring was 12 hours, Le Mans was 24 hours, and Daytona, but he said Sebring was harder than both. Just from getting the crap beat out of you.
Yeah, because that track just rumbles all the way around, right?
Coming up here, Dennis Chambers. Gets sideways coming into turn 7, but gets a great exit. He's not lying about last lap 119.9, so they're definitely getting some tire dag here and pushing each other.
Hey, Shawn, we do have a pretty good battle with the 59 and the 9 car as well.
Oh, I just found that just as you
spot.
said it. I was scanning on the laptop.
Ken
The
Hansen,
59 jumps low and gets on his side.
Yeah,
and he gets by him.
the 9 went high through the
What
final
a
corner
move
there.
by the 59.
I don't know if Ken was letting him go or if he just got out of line there, but yeah, Ryan Johnson picks up the spot.
Oh, trying
And as
to
you say,
cross
that's the
over
02.
the 02, trying to drive it in there. He can't do it.
Yeah, he is
Every lap
looking
they're the same in turn
all
9,
over.
But the 02 is a little bit closer this time. Can he make it stick the next time? You gotta set the pass in place is turn 9 and turn coming on to the start finish line. Can he get up a little bit closer and force his way in there all the way up the hill? He's all over the back of the 10 car.
Looks like that 59 is broken away from the 9 car, Ken Hansen.
Yeah, I think Ken Hansen's losing a lot of time here. And you see the leaders are catching up to him right now to put him a lap down. I'll leave just 10 cars on the lead lap once I get to him.
Who knows, maybe this lap traffic can help out the 02 a little bit. Get those guys a little closer.
And they're pulling right back up on the 59.
Those skills, though, from Grand Prix legends, and he's a fine road racer. But these guys are racing hard for position, and the leaders are coming up on them. What are they going to do? You don't want to lay down. They're battling as they go side by side. This is going to affect the leaders. Simon, the 10's up against the
10's out of the line.
And the 02 takes the lead.
But can the crossover work? 10 car's got to run right back on him.
He's got the
10 car looks
inside
like he
line
maybe
here.
got a
The
little
02's
loose.
got the preferred line.
The 02's got the line right now. Can he pull away with only a few laps to go?
Back the corners up here. The thing about what you just saw the 10 do was overdrive. That's how you lose this race right now. Riverside tempts you to push a little bit harder because you think you need to. What you really need to do is hit your marks and be focused, and they're coming up on the lap traffic. What's
Yeah,
Ken
lap
Hansen going to
traffic.
do?
And plus, these lappers, they're now, well, not lappers, but the 9 car and the 59, they're still battling for points there.
Yeah, they're running for position,
And
so
for position.
with
And
just a
they're
couple
back
laps to go, they're
right
under
next
no
to each
obligation
other
to
again.
roll over and get out of the way.
No, you don't have to, and you don't need to. But the 9 gets loose. Now you get here, and you probably want to give this spot up. And he does. Yeah, no, he's on it.
This will be really interesting to see what the 10 car does here. Is he going to go with the 9 or is he going to go with the 02 going around this long turn?
You got a couple laps here. You don't do it now.
Yeah, we're coming up on 2 to go.
You
This
don't
time
want
by.
to overdrive here. You want to get by this lap traffic and then set him up next lap. You got a couple laps here. You don't want to do that. And he
Little
did
kiss
not.
on the wall. 10 car he's already bent the left side of that car. You can see from the head-on shot.
The leader, side by side with the 59, going through 1, and they make it, and the 10 comes down. Great driving by all involved there. That
10
was
gets in the grass a little bit. It gives
dude.
the 02s to the advantage. Looks like the 02 now is probably a 10 car breakaway from that 10 car, I'd say.
This is exactly what you want. That good play on words there. This is exactly what you want. Now you just back it up. Riverside is all about execution. And you need 2 more laps here and you execute the win here. Come on, Dave. Come on. Dave Simons looking for his first win, I believe, here on Friday nights.
Yeah, I don't know if he's pulled one off yet.
We've seen some Dodge drivers in the past. The great Dan Gurney won here. R.I.P.
There was a guy who was pretty good. There's a pretty good Mopar driver by name of Petty. I think had some success at this track.
This is for the win.
White
here.
flag in
Lap
the air.
33 or 33. Hit your marks. What a show have these guys put on here.
Meanwhile, Bill
Ken
Yarborough.
Hansen got around to 59, by the way, and Bill Yarborough P3 all by himself.
Yep.
Looks like the 02 might have this race won here.
Don't count it until
Yeah,
chickens ain't hatching yet.
There's a
Great
lot of
point.
stuff
It
that
is
can happen.
Riverside.
I'm so glad you guys run this track. It means a lot to me emotionally throughout my life. And what a show these guys put on. They do not disappoint. You don't want to miss a road race here in this league at this time. It's top notch, world class. Come get some if you think you can do it. Drive it in now. You want to defend low, just like the 02 is doing. He knows what he's doing.
The 02 with a great line, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
10's going to try to get a final run. He looks like he might have a little something.
They're side by
gets a little
side
piece of wall.
almost, and they cross the line. What a great show.
Wow.
Great
Chambers
win
with
for
a
the
little bit
02.
of, scrapage on that side of that car. Them two guys, they're waving at each other right now as they come down into turn 2 here. A little bump.
Great show of
How
respect
about
there.
that? Dave Simons.
Your margin
Your
of
winner.
victory, 0.132 seconds. 33 laps of no caution, 1 stop thrown
That's
in
how
there.
these races finish. I finished right behind Kevin Lewis a lot. Right
And
like
that 30 car wound up 41 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, he was probably just hanging on for dear life, trying to keep a tire from blow there at the end.
Absolutely there. But what a great show by Jordan McGregor. Obviously, we know what he can do. And I'm going to grab a beer real quick, and 2 or 3, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, really, shout out to all these guys. You know, it's pretty hard not only to run a fast lap here, but to run many consistent fast laps here. That's pretty hard to do. It's very
Absolutely.
hard to do. And I mean, if you looked at the practice times and the qualifying times, you would have thought this race was a no contest. But we could clearly see that this was a very close race.
Yeah, we were all putting Jordan McGregor down as the hands-on favorite, and he was dominant. I mean, he led 18 of the laps. That's going to be the most laps led tonight. 18 for Jordan McGregor, 11 for Dennis Chambers, and then the final 4 laps led by Dave Simons.
Just shows anything can happen in racing, huh?
That's why we run the laps. Just like saying baseball, it doesn't matter what the team, how good the team is on paper. That's why you play 9 innings, and we play 9 innings here. This is hardball, and you saw a couple of the best in the business really going at it there for a finish. Fantastic race at a great historic track. I can't wait to see the version that John Norton, who makes some of the other tracks we run on, the Wild Customs and Cars tracks. I can't wait to see what he does. He's working on it. He's got the club layout. He's got the Can-Am layout. Doesn't quite have the NASCAR layout done yet, but when we do, we're going to have an even better looking, even more accurate,
Can-Am.
great track to put a show on.
My dad ran the 1,500 horsepower Porsche 917 turbo here. Yeah.
1,500 powers. That's horsepower. That's ridiculous.
Well, that was on the dyno. They didn't run quite that much in the race. Probably 1,200. But...
Only 1,200. Only.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, Milty.
21-inch tires.
What a run. What a run.
I'm just flabbergasted, man. I'm not surprised, but, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man.
Yeah. Finishing off our top 10 here, like you mentioned, Billy Yarbrough, Jordan McGregor, Dan Irvine round out your top 5. Steve Weber puts in a nice workman finish there for 6th. Brick Biscayner 7th. Dave Ellens 8th. Pops Morgeson bounces back from that lap 1, turn 1. Finished last car in the lead lap in the 9th spot. Ken Hansen rounds out your top 10. Good points nights for those guys, just hanging on, getting what they could out of it. Ryan Johnson, Rick Castle, Brad Otto, all 1 lap down. Jeff Habek still running, 2 laps down, 15th spot. Joe Sharam, also 2 laps down. Retirees. Daryl Flanagan, I don't know what happened to him. Ed Fowler, we saw Chet Barker get stuck.
A good race going there.
Yeah,
I think it was the pit
John
stop.
Palmer and Will Farmer.
Well, Bill keeps getting on the podium, but he hasn't. I'm going to go down and try to bug him, see if he'll come up.
See if we can get Bill this time.
We'll drag these other guys. I'll be back.
All right, so we'll send Milty off to go try and gather up our finishers, our podium. Good luck catching Bill Yarbrough. He tends to scoot out before the media obligations.
I'm going to scoot out as well here. It's going to be pretty backed in this booth if I'm in here as well. So you guys have a good night. That was a fun race.
All right, thanks for checking in, Will. Thanks again for the help with the standings. We got it working flawlessly this time. And I've got some more stuff I can do with it. But for now, I got the number one thing I wanted. I got the standings rotating between the top 24. I'm going to do some more with the other info it can give us in the weeks to come whenever I get time to do it. But definitely, again, huge thanks for that.
Yep, I'm glad I could help. It's a great program we found here, and I hope we can use it more in the future, right?
Absolutely. There's a gold mine there. All right, be good, Will. Let's see if the points are updated here. Bill Yarbrough, was he your points leader coming in, or did you just take that over tonight? Now let me check here on the FSB website, see if that's an actual uploaded or updated stats page there. That is the up-to-date points. So Bill Yarbrough takes over your point lead with that solid top 3 finish tonight. Excellent run for Bill Yarbrough. Rick Johnson drops back a spot, but it could have been worse. He definitely got it there and got the points. Nice average points that he needed to stay in the fight. Jordan McGregor jumps up 4 spots, despite having some late issues there, and falling back to 4th after dominating the early part of the race.
Okay, I
Dan Irvine, Steve Weber rounds out your top 5, and Milty, take it away, man, after gathering up our podium finishers here.
Well, tried to get Bill Yarbrough. He's in the porta potty, I think. So we'll start out with Jordan McGregor, who dominated this race. McGregor. Just tough luck there at the end with some lap traffic, and you got damage, and obviously you had tire issues, huh, bro?
Yeah, I kind of beat myself. I should have ran some tire runs, fuel runs, really. I had another lap of fuel I could have got out of that first run, and I should have took it. I shouldn't have came in when I did. I was
At
really
15,
really just kind of having a brain fart. And we came back out. There was a chance I could stretch it, but I was having to run an extra gear high through every corner, and I was a second and a half slower than I really was the whole race. So, just hey, beat myself today, but I can't give enough credit to Dave and Dennis. Those guys put on a great race. Had a blast battling with them there for a little bit.
Oh, wait till you watch the show they put on to the finish too. Holy cow!
Yeah,
well,
they had to be a great show.
I did not expect them with that huge lead to make up that much time on the pit stops too. But I think also that when you came out on the track, you just had a lot of traffic to deal with, and they got good entrance and exits and executed, definitely, for sure. So, Dennis, man, then you get the lead. Fantastic race there. Then in turn 9, thing just kind of went away from you there. What happened there?
Yeah, thanks, Milt. Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff go on. My pit stop, the following lap after that, my shifting lever on my stand ended up coming off on one clamp, and I was trying to kind of half hold it with my right knee and work the throttle. And
oh my God!
Oh, that's old school, man.
It was quite interesting to say the least. And then I ended up that second run too. There was times I had to lock my tires up for slower traffic, and that didn't help toward the tail end either. But not to take anything from anybody else, because Dave ran a great race. Jordan was strong as usual, but bottom line was, had a lot of fun with it.
That's what matters. Yeah, you put on a good show. You led a bunch of laps.
A great show.
Gave it a shot.
I can't wait to watch it on my big screen, man.
Definitely. And
and
Dave Simons,
the leader, your first Winston Cup win. Dave Simons, what a great run, dude.
Second win, technically.
Second?
I won at Rockingham when everybody passed the pace car on the final lap. I was running 7th, I think, and 6 people passed the pace car, so I got the win. But this one, yeah, definitely is
you earned it.
As Dennis and Jordan both mentioned, they had rough nights. They had some mistakes. I ran the most perfect race I've ever run, and I barely eked it out. I mean, I've run this place many times, and I've never. The competition here, as I've said before, is outstanding. And if it weren't for those guys making mistakes, I might have had it. I was looking at a top 5 being happy.
Exactly. I mean, that's how the competition was. But like you said, you didn't make those mistakes, and a little bit of luck too. But then once you got in the lead there, you defended well, and I know that feeling coming into turn 9 on the last lap. And you did exactly what I was saying, defended low, and Dennis had a great run there. Any kind of bobble would have been, you guys would have been beating and banging there at the end. I think it was what was the interval there?
.142 or something like that. .13 is what it's showing over here on camera too.
That's what the fans wanted to see.
I'm honestly not sure where Dennis was on that last turn, because I was so focused on getting in, getting out. And,
exactly.
I think I might have checked left as I was coming off on the exit to make sure that he wasn't next to me, but I couldn't hear him like right next to me, so I think I kind of swung out and was just holding on for dear life.
Yeah, he was looking for a way around the outside, but yeah, that was a long shot.
That was the perfect line for the last lap at Riverside.
That was definitely that was definitely a blast, and oh my goodness, I'm covered in sweat.
I can understand. You and Dennis both definitely had to work it there. Dennis, hearing about that sounds like some old school stuff, like Milty said, like old shifter brakes, and you hear about drivers putting a pair of vice grips on the shifter to hold it down. So it's just so funny to me when we're here you're running pretend race cars on a computer, and we have some of the same problems they do. It shows you just how much these things translate, real world to sim world. So great job overcoming that. Great job, Dave. Of course, we talked about being a great road course racer at the start, and he made us look good there, coming back for the win.
Heck yeah.
Did
Very
not
happy.
disappoint.
And your buddy Harry
Awesome.
Codian was checking in. He watched us the whole race there, and
Absolutely.
on
very cool.
YouTube. He's happy to see you. He sends his congratulations.
Very
We
cool.
send ours, of course, and again, thank you, Dennis, for joining us, and Jordan McGregor checking in here for the post-race show. Thanks, as always, my buddy, my partner, Milt Minter Jr. I can't do this without you. I know this is a very special track for you. You had lots of insights
most
into it. You're always
definitely.
excited when we get here to Riverside.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Dan for taking time out of his vacation to check in with us here. Looking forward to get back on the track with my teammate there, Dan Jones.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that too.
All right, don't get too much sun now.
Everybody else is suffering back at home. Let us know.
That's my Canadian buddy for you down there in Mexico for the time being. Thanks all you guys for joining us out there in YouTube chat. Harry Codian, Francis Dittman, Ken Soska, Kim Wright, Letty Perez, Charlie Fibrosis, whatever your real name is, and anybody else I may have missed. Jim Ray was checking in at the start, I know. Thanks for checking in there. And thanks as always our series admin, Ryan Johnson, series sponsor, Farmer Brothers Contracting, Bill Farmer, putting up the hardware that we're racing for. Billy Yarborough now in the points lead for that chase for the Winston Cup here at FSB.
Great job, Bill.
And thanks, of course, series promoter, league promoter, Sam Young. We call him the boss because he hates it. And, of course, what else was I going for there? Oh, yeah, thanks again, Will Farmer, helping me get the standing set up. And for FSB Racing Live, I'm Shawn Reap saying good night, everybody. See you next week.